Yeah, we're just getting that bike that was up by the flag marshal at the top of School Hill Rise. It's being paddled back, and it's the very distinctive colours. You knew who it was straight away with the sea greeny blue colour, and it's Jeff Bates on the 250 Bates Honda, the Thornton Cleverley's rider, and he's just paddling it now back in front of the grandstand and will be exhausted by the time he gets back to you, Chris Kinley.
Yeah, I'm sure he will be, as many people, including our old friend Chris Palmer, has pushed in famously at the TT course on the Governor's Dip all the way there, and that is a long, long way. Remember Sean Collister doing it many, many moons ago on a 250 at the end of a Manx Grand Prix race. And as you can just hear in the background, machines are coming forward now. 103 Neil Champion, who of course is the chairman of the local Andreas Racing Club. Just a quick plug for those guys if you're looking for some more road racing after this is all finished. Up at Derby, I think it's the end of June, 25th, 26th, that sort of time it is. Whenever that is, that seems to be absolutely ages away. 66 has just pulled up next to him. Pete Cray, another one of the locals here. 43, Gary Porter. Keep an eye on number 59 there, though, Mark Colvin. Multiple centre champion up there at Derby, and the twins especially. He'll be one to watch on there, the 750 machine he's on. 53, must keep an eye on Veronica Hankos here. 53 if she's here. I haven't seen her walk around the paddock, but yeah, she will be out here on possibly the 750 Suzuki from the Czech Republic. We'll keep a little eye on it. I'm not sure if she is here. 31, quick chat to Crofty before. Colin Croft very happy with the machine. 118 also there. Andy Saylor. Andy's out a bit earlier on. Andy's from Lancaster. A lot of people will be listening for all the bikes going for the boat tonight. The boats will be ram jammed again. Mark Colvin gives us a bit of a nod. 38, Paul Potchy Williams had a regular on the Irish roads now is Potchy, so a mixture of what 750 Kawasaki's, that's all it is really. There's Ian Robertson, number 70 on a 750 Honda. Machines are now on the circuit. Time coming up to, what are we on? Just about 8 o'clock ish. Different notes on these, been if there is a word, a more modern machine, if you want to call it that. More modern, the sounds of the silence is on, obviously the older machines on the megaphones. Number 70, Ian Robertson from Edinburgh on the 750. We're talking about him. Doesn't look like a 750 Honda to me from here. Looks more like a Suzuki, to be fair. I think that, yeah, it is a Honda. Yeah, it's got a slightly different tank on it. That's what it threw me on that one. Number 89 as well, Lawrence Cummins. Lawrence on that number 89 machine had a bit of a step off that at Derby earlier on in the year, and he's thankfully got it back together. It's got the old Drambuie colours on it. Did he still make Drambuie? Probably, I don't know. 79, going to see Mark Herbertson back out after having his leg broken. I think it was the Manx Grand Prix a couple of years ago. Number 29 as well, Marcus Simpson. 42 is Andy Holmby, our newcomer with the orange vest on, and 53 it is Veronica. Veronica is out. She's right at the back of the field there, and I did see Indy de Koppel. He was out there as well, but problem there for number 34. That's Sam Johnson for Minskip. Sam, another regular on the Irish roads. He's on the 750 Yamaha. Listen to this, hopefully. There he goes. You heard that fire up. Just a bit of overfuel in the car. It stinks as well. Oh, that's rich as anything. That'll be a bit fluffy for a few miles till he clears it out. Yeah, we just heard it there at the top of the gear change, just popping away. Let's get to Cross Four Ways and the thoughts of Rob Pritchard.
38 and 59 through, bang on cue there. So that's Paul Williams and Mark Colvin. 118 and 21 making their way through. That's Andy Saylor. And number 21 making his way through there, so we're perfect timing there. I've been eating my words in the last few minutes, Chris. I'll come back to you on that in just a little bit. Here comes number 43, no contest there with Gary Porter on the 750 Kawasaki making his way through, no problem at all. Bit of a gap looking down towards Williams' corner, but here emerges the next rider with the sun setting here. There he is, number 60, in fact, making his way through, no problems at all there. Followed closely in the last 2 or 3 seconds by number 31, that's Colin Croft on the 750 Suzuki to make it his way through, and really urging the issue coming round Maggie's cottage here, and no surprises there. Number 4, Mike Hose, carrying plenty of pace down and smoothly into Cross Four Ways here. Then we've got 3 close to each other here. It's number 52 leading the pack, but no time for that just for the moment. Over to you, Tim.
Gonna hear bikes. And in that order, well, there's only 2 come up on the screen, but there were 3 through. 59, Mark Colvin is through. 118, Andy Saylor, and 21, Joe Yeardsley are through. But I'm pretty sure we had 4 through there. But the newcomer, of course, Joe, number 21. There's 43. Probably just a transponder issue with one of the leading 3 that came through. We heard them across the line. But 43, Gary Porter is through. Another bike into view, and this is number 60, and that is Billy Cummins. 2 more into view. 31 across the line, that is Colin Croft, and there is number 4, Mike Hose, who definitely visually was so much quicker as he came over School Hill and down across the start-finish line. 103. That is Neil Champion. 26, Dennis Booth. 52, Brian Clark. And 66, Peter Creer are across the line. Of course, this is the first flying lap they're now embarking on. As 79 looks to make a move on number 70. That's Mark Herbertson trying to get past Ian Robertson. John Cliff is through, 121. 3 more machines. 42, 77 overtakes number 29. So that is Andy Hornby, Michael de Koppel and Marcus Simpson. Gordon Clark through. Let's go to Rob at Cross Four Ways.
Great timing. In comes number 38, Paul Williams, leading the way from 59 and 118. So Mark Colvin just ahead of Andy Saylor as they all 3 power through. Cross Four Ways coming round Maggie's Cottage now, number 21. Nice and solid manoeuvre going through there. And then a bit of a gap, I think, by the leading up to the next group of riders to make their way through. Before I hand it back to you, Tim, there was some incredible jostling for position between 4, 5, 6 riders actually going through Cross Four Ways here. May come back to that at another time. And here, solo, all on his own once again, number 43, Gary Porter on the 750 Kawasaki, just makes his way around absolutely no problem at all. And that gap really can be seen all the way looking down towards Williams Corner there. But as I say that, we've got 2 more riders emerging here, jostling for position, and just leading the way out of the 2 of them is number 60 from Mike Hose. But it's time to go back to Tim.
Yeah, first bike interview, immaculate timing. 38 across the line, that's Paul Williams. And Andy Saylor has gone to the top of the charts, 118 as his race number. 97.158 as number 21, Joe Yeardsley, crosses the line. Paul Williams, number 38, 96.815. 59, Mark Colvin in third at 96.065. And then the newcomer currently in fourth, number 21, Joe Yeardsley at 93.856 miles per hour. As number 43 goes across the line, he slots into fifth place. That's Gary Porter at 88.637. More machinery and fairings glinting on the railway bridge as they make that right-hand turn onto the bypass. The first of them now is to cross the line. That's number 4. Mike Hose is in fifth currently, I can tell you. And there is number 60, Billy Cummins, and number 31 across the line, and that is Colin Croft. Mike Hose goes into fifth position at 91.700 miles per hour, but it's Andy Saylor and 26, Dennis Booth, now into sixth. And Neil Champion, 103, was the other rider through there. But it's Andy Saylor at 97.158, who's top of the pile at the moment. Mark Herbertson slots into sixth place. But let's go to Robert Cross Four Ways.
Right on cue, once again, here he comes, and it is Paul Williams. He's now moved himself a little bit of a gap from Andy Saylor here, just ahead of number 59, Mark Colvin. Those three still, I think, in the grand scheme of things, quite close together, but a little bit of daylight, I think, between the man at the front and the two following just in behind, seeming to catch up. The front three here is number 21, making his way through, making up a bit of ground with that orange bib on, and then we have number 37 as well, Dean Edwards on the 750 Kawasaki, who's been making up a fair bit of ground here, just taking his time to get through there smoothly and assured. And then a fair bit of a gap once again, looking up to Williams Corner, but right on cue once again. And once again with the tarmac all to himself here, it is going to be Gary Porter, number 43, making his way through the turn. Once again, no problem whatsoever. Plenty of clean air for him to make his way through in the coming stages as he powers up towards Church Bends there. And almost right on cue, another making their way right towards us here. It is indeed Mike Hose, number 4. No problems at all for him either. And right on cue, it's back to you, Tim.
Yeah, the top 3 have all gone through, and they are going to get, if they want to, a further lap, because the checkered flag's not on display, but a new quickest, and it's number 38, Paul Williams, and he has gone at 98.205 miles per hour. Andy Saylor still went quicker, 97.486, but not as quick as Paul Williams on that lap. So it's 38 from 118. In third, it's number 59, Mark Colvin. He went quicker as well at 96.756 miles per hour. And, well, those are the top 3 at present, but are they going to be challenged? The others are going to have to make a considerable amount of time up. 43, Gary Porter is just through here. And he's gone quicker, stays in 7th place, 90.415. 37, Dean Edwards just went through. That's number 4, Mike Hose. He's in 5th position at 92.942 miles per hour. 4th is number 21, Joe Yeardsley. And he was at 93.856. So the top 3 really have opened up the gap, but there's still time for another lap for many to get in here. 31, Colin Croft is through. He's currently in 11th. Number 60, Billy Cummins through as well. He's currently in 14th. And no time for any more. Let's go back to Cross Four Ways and Rob Pritchard.
Great timing again. Here comes Paul Williams, and number 53 there is Veronica making her way through. Andy Saylor as well, and number 59 Mark Colvin. So the front 3 there catching up the chasing pack in behind here. In fact, number 26 Dennis Booth has sadly come to a halt just over here at Cross Four Ways. All is well with him, but obviously some form of mechanical issue by the looks of it. He's just just chatting with the marshals at the moment. Just seemed to grind to a halt. But looking back to the action, here is number 21, one of the newcomers making his way through here. Don't have the name on the score sheet, weirdly enough, here, so if anyone could clarify that for me, I'd be extremely grateful for that one. Looking down towards Williams Corner, there is that gap between the front 3 or 4 making their way forwards here, waiting to see who comes over that horizon next as the sun continues to shine down here on Cross Four Ways as it is across the whole of the Billown course. And there is that distinct noise of another engine coming through, and once again it is number 43, Gary Porter. Plenty of time and space to himself. He's through Cross Four Ways, absolutely no issues whatsoever. And it's time to go over to you, Tim.
Yes, Paul Williams safely through, but he's still in first, 98.205. Andy Saylor has gone quicker, 97.824 miles per hour. Third, number 59, Mark Colvin, again quicker on that last lap, 97.470. And they've still got time to get a 5th lap in because the checkered flag's still not out. It's being readied. But number 21, Joe Yeardsley, the newcomer, going really well. He's put a quickest lap in and is in 4th at 95.815 miles per hour. So Paul Williams, number 38, is our leader on that 750 Kawasaki. And it's the Potchie's MOT station prepared bike as number 43 goes through. And that is Gary Porter, and he remains in 7th position. Number 4, this is Mike Hose. He's put a quicker lap in, but he's still in 5th place at 93.707 miles per hour. And then it's 6th place, Sam Johnson now, number 34 at 92.504. 7th, number 43, Gary Porter. So Williams it is, just ahead of Saylor and Colvin. Let's go to Rob at Cross Four Ways.
Perfect timing. Williams back through once again, literally as we speak, followed closely by Andy Saylor, who's got number 59, Mark Colvin, snapping at the heels there as they both go through at pace. Absolutely not hanging around at all, those front 3. And yeah, we're just having a look down here. As I mentioned just before, number 26, Dennis Booth, just came slowly to a halt before some sort of mechanical issue. He's just over in the corner there, probably just explaining what possibly went wrong. Here's number 94, Gordon Clark, making his way through on the 1200 Suzuki, controlling it nice. And then number 53, Veronica, she's through. And number 21 as well, one of the newcomers, making his way through as well. Nice, smoothly done by those three. And now we just wait to see who will be making their way across past Williams Corner and the dip. No time for that, though. I think it'll be time to hand back to Tim.
Yeah, a bit of guesswork because we've got the steam engine now obscuring the bridge. One of the dining car experiences. But here's number 38 across the line, Paul Williams. Brian Clark, 52 across the line. Marcus Simpson, number 29 across the line. And Mark Colvin has in fact gone into second with the quickest lap for him in that session of 97.872, but it's number 38, Paul Williams, who remains at the top of the pile. 59, Mark Colvin. Third is number 118, Andy Saylor. Now, it is a tradition on the Isle of Man to wave to the car, to the train, as Locke gives a little hoot in acknowledgement, and everyone on the grandstand waving there to the lucky passengers who are having their dinner. Number 21, Joe Yearsley, is through, and he's still in fourth. No quicker, though, than he did on lap 4, which was 95.815 miles per hour. And number 94, Gordon Clark, was through too. So the stationary yellow from the Flag Marshal up on the scaffolding up at the top of School Hill, just showing that the checkered flag is out. Be prepared to stop. 43, Gary Porter, is through. Got Mike Hosen there. He is. Little nod to the Flag Marshal there. And that's his quickest lap. 94.434 miles per hour. But he remains in 5th position. So it's 38, Paul Williams, 98.2 miles per hour. Second, number 59, Mark Colvin, at 97.8 miles per hour. Third is 118, Andy Saylor, at 97.8. It's a fraction of a second between them there. But Colvin on lap 5 managed to just nip ahead of Saylor into second place. Fourth is number 21, Joe Yeardsley, at 95.815 miles per hour. That's impressive for the newcomer there. The bike across the line is 31, Colin Croft, 103, Neil Champion, and 79, Mark Herbertson. He's into 7th place. So 5th is Mike Hose. Number 4 at 94.434 miles per hour. 6th is number 43, Gary Porter, at 92.576 miles per hour. And 7th, number 79, Mark Herbertson, at 92.516. And those three that we just mentioned, Hose, Porter and Herbertson, all put their quickest one in on lap 5, the last lap. 8th, number 34, Sam Johnson, 92.5 miles per hour. 9th, number 77, Michael de Koppel, that's 91.717 miles per hour. 10th, number 103, Neil Champion, quickest on that last lap at 89.324 miles per hour. Then in 11th is number 42, newcomer Andy Hornby. 12th, number 26, Dennis Booth. 13th, number 31, Colin Croft. 14th, number 70, Ian Robertson. 15th, number 60, Billy Cummins. He put his quickest one in on that last lap at 86.4 miles per hour. 16th, number 29, the newcomer Marcus Simpson. 17th, number 66, Peter Krier. 18th, number 50, that's Veronica Hanzhikova, and she's riding the 750 Durex Suzuki from the Czech Republic, the Cuxton Racing. She's in 18th position. 19th, number 121, John Cliff. 20th, number 52, Brian Clark. 21st, number 94, Gordon Clark, another of our newcomers. And in 22nd, number 37, Dean Edwards. So we are marching on apace. The sun still shining here. The wind has definitely dropped. The flags were a lot stiffer earlier on when we started this first practice session. But how good is this to have perfect conditions and seeing these it's not just the sights of the bikes, it's the smell and the noise as well. Back here in action down here at the Colas Billown course. Well, let's just check how things are with Mr. Kinley. Chris Kinley, over to you, sir.
Yeah, thanks very much, Tim. Down here in the middle of, well, a massive cacophony, as Rob said, of noise, the Junior Classics. The Vintage Motorcycle Club Isle of Man section. Race number 7 in your programme is next out on the circuit. 250 to 350, 251 to 350. You want to be precise about these sort of things. The blue plates and the white numbers. Lap record for this one, Alan Oversby, back to 2019. 3 years ago, 90.947 mile an hour. And they've got that longing look. For those who haven't been down here, just imagine in your mind's eye, they're all sat in their various machines. Barry Davison with his red and white machine, number 40 there, and he's just looking at the gate. There's an old farmer's gate here that will be opened very, very shortly. It's actually at the moment held closed by a police no parking cone. There you go, that's how technical it is out here. It's proper grassroots racing, but as you all know, the Southern Under Club very, very professional in the way they run everything. And these 350s all ready to go. Previous winners: number 1 Alan Oversby, number 3 Dom Herbertson, number 4 Mike Hose, and number 36 Jamie Coward. So there's 4 previous winners. 1, 2, 3 newcomers. 17 Russell Brobry on the 350 Drixton, 42 Andy Hornsby on the 350 K4 Hell Performance Davies Motorsport machine, and number 64 Chris Petty. Good to see Chris down here at Billown on the basically 346 but 350 Honda, the Jeff Bass Racing machine. And Chris, of course, a regular at the TT for many, many moons. Number 5, you can just see Keith Shannon. Those eyes of Keith just glinting out from underneath the helmet of his machine. Number from St Helens is, of course, on the Drixton framed Honda. We'll have the gate open now, and Barry Davison, number 40, multiple Irish champion. I think Barry now has more wins on the Irish roads. I'm pretty sure, I must check with Barry actually, than a lot of people. Him and Ryan Farquhar right at the top of that. Keith Shannon and Barry Davison ready to go. 83, of course. He's getting ready, and oh dear me, listen to this. And this is Tickover. Little 2-stroke in there as well, 65. The T30 Suzuki and Laura Sunt. 82 Rod Graham from Nottingham. Number 10 spoke to Ben Ray a little bit earlier on. Ben's happy. And also number 12 there, good to see Richie Ford on the Bob Jackson 250 Suzuki. Number 20 also about to head off his practice there. That's Gary Hutton. And number 3, Dom Herbertson. I didn't see 33 going through because it was quite noisy, as you can tell. Some machines will be. I can just be a little bit tall at 64. Mind your back's coming through. 64, that is Chris Petty. And distinctive eyes of his with the glasses that he has. And I'm pretty sure we won't be too far away from Boris and the team opening up that gate. I don't think there's any more blue plated machines in here. I don't think so, having a look up. We'll just get ready for the next practice session. And there is Indy the couple coming in. Hello, Indy, okay?
Durex was leaking again.
Oh, you got a bit of leak.
But I didn't crash, I just pulled in on time, so all good. Bike will be sorted.
How are you, Indy, okay?
Yeah, I'm very okay. Enjoying in the island after so much long time, so I'm happy to be back.
I'll go and get late, you get cleaned up. Thank you, Michael. Indy the couple, yeah, good to see Indy here, and always smiling. You know, if there's ever a man who always smiles, he gets an award for smiling. At any event, it is Indy the couple. So yeah, there's Paul Potcher Williams' team guys. You just see the cars just got better there now, looking over to the far side of the little holding area that you have on the just alongside the bypass with the Sun 100 Club grandstand. So we won't be too far away from getting these 350 machines out onto the circuit, so we'll make our way back up. I don't think there's anybody else to go. Just have a quick skeet around here. For those who don't know what a skeet is or a scutch is a look, and a scutch is a lot of them. So yeah, so we'll head up now on the side of the road. And as we talked about lap records and stuff, as machines are now on the circuit, the race record goes back to 2019 to Jamie Coward, and from memory this was a pretty close race. 89.378 for the race record for the 7 laps for Jamie Coward there. 2019, as we said, lap record. Alan Oversby from 2019 as well, 90.947. So they're the ones to look for, is number 1, number 3, number 4 and number 36, and Barry Davison possibly in the mix as well on that number 40 machine, the Team Gimbert Honda, the Ballymena man on the 350. So 350s heading the way over towards you, Rob Pritchard at Cross Four Ways, and keep an eye on those boys. Keith Shannon could be one to keep a little eye out as well in this practice session. Over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. And I think I've had to take a leaf out of your book as I wait for them to make their way forward. The sun is out. Yes, the wind has dropped, but so is the temperature. So the signature Manx Radio fleecy coat has had to make its way on. I'm looking even more like a human blueberry over here, just over up on the scaffolding as I await the first of those riders to make their way through as the sun starts to set here on the Isle of Man. We all think it's coming to summer, but I can absolutely assure you when that sun starts to make its way in, it can get mighty cold mighty quickly as we just await the noise of those bass tones of those 350s barreling their way up towards Williams Corner, hopefully in the next few seconds here, as we just like to hear that harmony making its way down the hill towards us. Waiting to see the first emerge here. And indeed we can, just sighting them through the tree line here, and two have certainly made their way forward and made their presence known right at the start here. It is number 40, Barry Davidson, making his way through, and just behind him number 54, Peter Boast, who've made up some really significant ground on the travelling pack behind them. And then coming through number 5, Keith Shannon as well, a good 6, 7 or 8 seconds behind, followed by number 1, Alan Oversby. Both make their way through no problem at all, and number 7 making his way through as well, followed by number 83 there, and then 3 close proximity here, led by number 98 and 17, Russell Robury, following up that group, and then number 44, Rob Hodson on the 350 Jeff Bates Honda there. So the front 2 and then the travelling pack already a bit of a distance, and here come 4 more, led by number 47, that's David Tetley, 57 going on board, and 65 backing up the group there, and that's Loris Hunt, 96 and 23 through there as well. Gary Vines, number 50, Dave Glover also through, no problems at all. Back over to you, Tim.
Perfect timing as the first machine comes into our sights. Number 54, Peter Boast, first across the line on this opening sighting lap. He'll be now having his first flying lap. So the shadows just lengthen a little bit here on the bypass. 2 machines together, very close together, as number 5, Keith Shannon, just gets ahead of number 1, Alan Oversby, and also across the line was number 7, Ewan Hamilton. But yeah, Shannon was putting the move on there. Number 83, that's Gareth Arnold, is through. 88, 17, 44 and 98 are through. So that's Darren Slew, Russell Robury, Rob Hodson and Kelly Carruthers. Number 4 is through, Mike Hose. 47 through, David Tetley, and Loris Hunt, number 65 and 49. Anthony 49 is Anthony Ambler is through. Brian Nicol, 57, 23, 96, 56, 50 and 36. 36 in 19th position, Jamie Coward. So he's going to have to work his way through the... there is a bike just again right at the top of the hill by the flag marshal. So there's a stationary yellow there at the moment as 82 goes through, 107 through as well. 2 more bikes into view, the first of which is number 35, and that is 19 through as well. So yeah, just another retirement just further up the hill as number 24 it is comes into view, safely completing their sighting lap. Let's head to Rob Pritchard at Cross Four Ways.
First one making his way through, making an absolute beeline here into Cross Four Ways is Peter Boast, who's opened up a bit of a gap on himself. You mentioned Jamie Coward there. He actually made his way just past me as we made our way back to you, Tim, at that point. But Peter Boast there, number 54, opening up a bit more of a gap here as Alan Oversby, number 1, makes his way through. He's also opened up a bit of an opening there to Keith Shannon, who's going to be making his way through, but close behind him, number 7, closing the gap as they both make their way through Cross Four Ways, no problem at all. So you can see in those front 3 there, led by Peter Boast, that things are starting to spread out just a little bit at this next time of asking. Here comes number 44, Rob Hodson, with a bit of space to himself, followed by numbers 83 and 88, so Gareth Arnold and Darren House making their way through just within 2 bike lengths of each other, and then 3 more close together, led by Mike Hose, then number 98 Kelly Carruthers, and number 17 that is Russell Rovery making his way through. And it's time to go back to you, I think, Tim.
Yep, first bike into view is number 54, and that's the man we were looking for, Peter Boast. He was ahead on the road, 86.245 miles per hour on that first timed lap around. And that stationary yellow, the bike, I think the rider is up with the flag marshal now. And here's number 1, Alan Oversby. He goes into second at 85.777 miles per hour. And now into view is number 5 and 7. And 7, Ewan Hamilton, is actually ahead, although behind on the road, but 81.873 miles per hour was the lap speed. As 44 is through Rob Hodson. He goes into third, relegates Ewan Hamilton, number 7, into fourth, and that puts number 5 in fifth, Keith Shannon. Darren Slew across the line, as is Gareth Arnold. Mike Hose there just through. He's gone into fourth place. Number 4, Mike Hose. As 98, Kelly Carruthers goes through. 65, and there it is. 36, Jamie Coward. He goes top of the pile. 86.566 miles per hour. Number 4, Mike Hose, is a retirement heading to the pits, but Jamie Coward has set the mark. 86.566 miles per hour, just a nudge ahead of 54, Peter Boast. But of course, as well, Jamie Coward's been coming through a more crowded field as well, and having to get past riders and still recording that speed. So it's going to be interesting what he does on this next lap. Let's go to Rob Pritchard at Cross Fourways.
Yeah, just echo your words there, Tim. Impressive from Jamie Coward, considering the traffic he's having to make his way through. Coming back to Cross Fourways, here is Peter Boast all alone as he makes his way through that gap, just widening at the moment between him and those travelling in behind him here, making up ground. Plenty of clean air for him to go into as he rolls his way up towards Church Bends, and 2 close together here behind him. So here we are, Alan Oversby, number 1, with about a second over number 37, just popping in behind here, Dean Edwards on the 350. And a fair gap once more here, but 2 almost side by side. This isn't an optical illusion, but just pulling ahead here. Here is Keith Shannon ahead of Ewan Hamilton. Not too much between the two as they make their way through here under the sunset, followed by number 44 a couple of seconds back. That is Rob Hodson making his way through on that 350 Jeff Bates Honda. And then just looking further up the field, we're waiting to see how big the gap is between Hodson and the travelling pack behind him. Things seeming to spread out somewhat. Is this the sort of area that Jamie Coward might like to get himself into with a bit of fresh air? And right on cue, here he is, Jamie Coward, number 36, heading through ahead of 56 and 83 there. Adam McLean getting in just ahead there of Gareth Arnold as the others make their way through. Time to go back to you, Tim.
Peter Boast is already through, number 54, 86.571, which puts him in provisional pole. Alan Oversby through, a quicker time again from him, 86.027. There's less, there's about half a second between the top 4 at the moment. Half a mile per hour between the top 4 at the moment. So 54, Peter Boast then is at the top. Rob Hodson has just gone into 4th position, but we've got to factor in number 3 Dominic Herbertson and number 36 Jamie Coward, and well, Alan Oversby, number 1, is in 5th, having completed his 3rd lap, 86.027. Here is Coward, and he goes to the top, 87.086 miles per hour. And in fact, Adam McLean has gone top, 56, number 56, bike number 56, 87.086. And he's just nudged ahead of 36, Jamie Coward, at 86.755. 3rd is number 54, Peter Boast, 86.571. And 4th is number 3, Dominic Herbertson, at 86.417. and Hodgson and Oversby are then in that order follow, and they're all over 86 as well. What a race this could be. Robert, cross four ways.
Here we are, Peter Boast making his way through here at Cross Four Ways. The camp seeming to close up ever so slightly. Can Coward maybe get more of an advantage with less traffic in front of him there through number 20, Gary Hunt, number 64, number 68 making their way through as well as Chris Petty, one of the newcomers, followed by Bob Harrington. Here is Alan Oversby with some ground to make up. Number 1, he gets his way through Cross Four Ways. Absolutely no issues at all there. Just waiting to see who's next to once again make their way over the horizon here. Fantastic work from Adam McLean up top there, and all of those, as Tim mentioned there, it could set up to be an absolutely cracking race given the times that we're seeing at the moment. Next into Cross Four Ways, number 44 is Rob Hodgson, followed by Keith Shannon, who is also close company with Ewan Hamilton. All three make their way through within around a second and a half of each other. That group just bunching up ever so slightly as the next race is hove into view, and this is certainly a man on a mission, and you probably know who it is. It's Jamie Coward, who's opened up a bit of distance for himself as he barrels into Cross Four Ways and releases himself from number 56. And it's time to go back to you, Tim.
Yeah, just tell you that Dominic Herbertson is now top. Number 3 at 87.322 miles per hour. Peter Boast is through. He remains in 4th position, but we've had various riders taking the pole position, provisional pole. Alan Oversby, who is over 86 miles per hour, is in 6th position, having just crossed the line, but there's still time to get another lap in here. But it's Herbertson from McLean, from Coward, from Boast and Hodgson, and Oversby has retired, so he's not getting that extra lap in. Number 44, Rob Hodgson's through. 86.6 he's up to 2. 7, Ewan Hamilton is in 9th position, having just crossed the line at 82.592. Keith Shannon has just crossed the line, number 5. He's in 11th position. And just nipping in, I think, ahead of the checkered flag is Jamie Coward, number 36, and he goes top at 87.906 miles per hour. But still to wait for Dominic Herbertson, but Jamie Coward, 87.906 miles per hour. Number 36 leads. Number 3, Dominic Herbertson. We wait to see what he puts in as 2 more machines come into view. 23.65 across the line. And also number 83, but we'll keep an eye on Dominic Herbertson, but it's Coward who leads at the moment. Let's go to Robert, Cross Four Ways.
Yeah, I think I've just learned there that you never can quite call things here, but coming through right on cue is Peter Boast once again with plenty of space to himself. I certainly wouldn't want to be the betting man trying to call who's going to necessarily earn top spot in this class, given some of the times, the speeds that some of these riders are putting in today. And as we know, Herbertson leads. That was pointed out just before. Next to here, we've got numbers 12 and 106 as well. So that is Richard Ford and Simon Lehane, one of the newcomers making their way through as well. So Herbertson leading, as has been pointed out, currently there. As we wait for the next of the travelling pack to make their way through. The sun's just gone in behind the clouds here. The temperature dropping a little bit more, but it certainly isn't out on the road here. Here come group of 3 making their way through, led by number 20 here. That's Gary Hunt, then 64 and 68. So that's Chris Petty and Bob Farrington. And right close together here. Here is Keith Shannon, Ewan Hamilton trying to make his way on the inside, but the door wasn't open. So Keith Shannon keeps his place. Over to you, Tim.
Thanks very much indeed, Rob, as across the line goes number 54, Peter Boast. That's his quickest lap, 87.561. It'll be his final lap. The checkered flag is out, but just as we went to Cross Four Ways, Dominic Herbertson went back to the top, number 3 at 88.316 miles per hour. And when you consider the lap record is 90.9 and we've had a 3-year break, these are astonishing speeds that we're seeing down here in the south of the Isle of Man this evening. So, the moment, it's Herbertson from Coward, from Boast, from McLean, from Hodgson, from Oversby. Now, Oversby has pulled in and his action done for the night on this particular bike. So we're going to see what happens as these riders who didn't come to the front cross the line. And Jamie Coward is now taken over from Dominic Herbertson at the top. Coward's last lap, 88.599 miles per hour. These boys are getting fully adjusted to being back road racing here at the Coglas Billown course. Been an absolutely thrilling practice session, particularly in this class. But it's Jamie Cow. He's still going to wait, though, for number 3, Dominic Herbertson, to cross the line. He's only about 0.6 of a second slower with that lap he did on lap 4. Can he find anything extra coming into this 5th and final lap? Checkered flag as the sun has just disappeared now here at, we believe maybe Dominic Herbertson retired at the end of completing 4 timed laps. So it will be Coward, we think, that remains at the top. Number 36, Jamie Coward, 88.599 miles per hour. Second, number 3, Dominic Herbertson at 88.316 miles per hour. Third, number 56, Adam McLean at 87.809 miles per hour. Fourth, number 54, Peter Boast at 87.561 miles per hour. Fifth, number 44, Rob Hodson, 86.632 miles per hour. Sixth, number 1, Alan Oversby at 86.027. So the top 6 all over between 86 miles per hour and knocking on to 89 miles per hour. Seventh is number 11, Stephen Elliott at 83.790. Eighth, number 35, John Lee Pemberton at 83.769 miles per hour. Ninth, number 4, Mike Hose at 82.948 miles per hour. And 10th, number 7, Ewan Hamilton at 82.680 miles per hour. Then it's 11th, number 5, Keith Shannon. 12th, number 23, Gary Vines. 13th, number 65, Loris Hunt. 14th, number 88, Darren Slew. 15th is number 50, Dave Glover. 16th, number 98, Kelly Carruthers. 17th is number 12, Richard Ford. 18th is number 96, Terence Sampson. 19th is... it's just gone off my screen, but I can tell you we've had 35 riders that have, in fact, managed to record times in this particular class. So 35th is number 37, Dean Edwards. 34th, number 17, Russell Rowbury. 33rd, number 24, Scott Wilson. 32nd, number 20, Gary Hutton. 31st, number 68, Rob Farrington. 30th is number 57, Brian Nichol. 29th, number 64, Chris Petty. 28th, number 63, Ian Thompson. 27th is number 82, Rod Graham. 26th, the newcomer, is 106, Simon Lehane. 25th, number 76, Royston Phipps. 24th, number 19, Sam Kinkead. And 23rd, number 48, Andy Kildare. Let's go to Chris Kinley.
Rob Pritchard hit the nail on the head. Temperature definitely dropping. It's a beautiful evening here on the Isle of Man. That northeasterly wind, or northwesterly wind, say, coming in is really, really cool. You know, when you wish you'd put a bobble hat in your gear before you came down. I did look at it and I thought, no, let's not tempt fate. Jamie Coward's jumped off the number 36, 350 now on the 500. Craven Max Norton just goes past us here. Andy McLean there as well. They're good machines. He's on the Ripley land bikes. They're the ones Chris Parker used to race years ago. He's on a matchless G50. Number 81 there, Keith Clark. Here's some Shefford. He's done a 500, lovely Max Norton. Number 16, Jeffrey Vermeulen. Must say hello to Will Loader. Will, if you're listening, congratulations to you and your family. And I know you normally be here, Will. Well done to you, young one, I believe. I was reading on social media, and Will, good evening to you and you guys, and hope all good over there. 96 has got the machine up on the rolling road. Terence Sampson, the 500 K4. that noise. It just rattles. It's incredible. 106. Simon Lehane, we mentioned him from Pontefract a bit earlier on. Distinctive fairing on sound with a shark's mouth on the front of his machine. 41 just ahead of him. That's Colin Stockdale on the 500 machine, the Darville racing bike. He's from Saltburn by the Sea, the 504 Honda. You see the pattern over there, the other side, 92, Mick Morton. Mick, of course, now on the Isle of Man living. Number 2, that's a nice looking machine, the Castletown man. In fact, he probably lives about 150 yards away from where I'm standing in Ballarloch. That's Paul Cassidy, who had his debut in the Northwest 200 a couple of weeks ago, the Castletown man on the 500 Honda. Gate to be open, here we go! My old mate there, Mark Parrott, number 6, about to head out. Number 35, his teammate, John Lee Pemberton. They're both on the Manx Nortons, the Works Norton. Mark gives us a nod. Always good laugh having a good chat to Mark. 55, Mike Russell, going to be doing the solo and the sidecar TT, while Maria Costello's doing the same as well. Dom Herberson just holding back a little bit on the number 3 bike. Barry Davison just behind him. As we look up towards Ballakegan, that low sun now is going to really affect, I think, just coming into there. Just a little bit of cloud cover there was earlier on, is just gone a little bit. So looking now towards Port St Mary and towards Gansey sort of area, Ballakegan, that low sun as you come across the rise there. I know in July we've had the time when the sidecars obviously at the start were just struggling a little bit with the sunlight, and I think on that we will head over to Rob Pritchard, who's out there across 4 ways for this 500cc senior classic practice.
Absolutely, Chris. Well, what the temperature has been doing here in the last couple of minutes is plummeting. I can tell you that the coat is now not only on, but it is zipped up here. But we're still very much awake as we await those absolutely magnificent sounding 500cc's coming through here, probably just making their way as they firing their way through Ballawhetstone on the way towards Williams Corner down here, and wasting no time at all. One clear leader at the moment with a couple of seconds gap, and that is number 61, because Leon Murphy. Number 100 follows there, Heaven Owen, and then Alan Oversby. Luxury just snapping at the heels behind him. A couple of seconds back, Mike Oates on the 500 Yamaha. Well, he's actually gone down the slip road here, perhaps a little bit of a mechanical issue, maybe his brakes or whatnot. It's absolutely fine, just brought himself to a halt. Then we've got a pack of 4 here, 44, 96, 36 and 49 following up the pack there, and that is Anthony Ambler there. Well, we just appear to have had just a little bit of an incident here just at the moment, so for the moment we'll just go back to you, Tim.
Thank you very much indeed, Rob, as we hope all's well, but we look up, the red flag is in fact on display here at the start-finish line. So the red flag is out, so we will not be seeing any bikes coming past us here at the start-finish. They will be stopped around the course. All the bikes have managed to get through, and we'll obviously await word now from upstairs as to exactly what the situation is. So just looking at the races and reminding ourselves of what happened in last year, in last 2019 I should say, 3 years ago. 350cc singles, and give you the top 3, the podium as it were. Alan Oversby was the winner, Will Loader was in second, and Meredith Owen was in third position. 250 singles class, well, that was won by Keith Shannon, but he of course had a few issues tonight and pulled in at Cross Four Ways earlier on today, so struggling, but he's won that race for the last 4 years that it's been held, 2016, 2017, 2018 and 2019. So Keith Shannon in 2019 was first, Adam Ward was in second, and Jeff Bates was in third. And of course, we saw Jeff Bates have a little bit of a breakdown this evening and retired up at the top by School Hill. By the flag marshal and then paddled that bike all the way home. The lightweight classic race last time we were here in 2019 does seem ages ago, doesn't it? Jeff Ward was the winner. Brian Mateer was in second place and Mike Hose was in third. Senior classic, Jamie Coward was the winner in 2019 ahead of Dominic Herbertson, with newcomer Dean Stimpson in third position. Junior Classic in 2019, Jamie Coward ended up being the winner there, ahead of the effervescent Bill Swallow, with Mike Hose in third position. In the post-classic superbike up to 350cc, the winner in 2019 was Rhys Hardesty, ahead of Gary Vines, with Barry Davidson in third. The post-classic superbike up to 1200cc. 2019, Jamie Coward was the winner, ahead of Adrian Kershaw, with newcomer Paul Jordan in third position. And the 850cc classic race last time was won by Alan Oversby, ahead of Mike Hose, with Dominic Herbertson in third position. Mike Hose currently the rider with the most wins at the pre-TT Classic Road Races on 18. But Alan Oversby had a couple of wins in 2019 and he's up to 14. So it's Hose on 18, Bill Swallow on 16, Bob Heath on 15, Chris Palmer has 13, and of course he's now a rider liaison officer. Oversby is just ahead of him, as I say, on 14. Roy Richardson, the Blackpool man, on 11. And then we have Eddie Wright and Jamie Coward is up after his wins back in 2019. He's up on 10 in double figures. Well, there's been plenty of news, of course, while the racing hasn't been happened, and into the build-up of the racing as well. And we'll just share a little bit of that. We did have a statement back in March, 2nd of March it was, an important one this, regarding the club. They had their AGM then, and club chairman George Peach made the following statement during his annual report at the club's AGM on Wednesday the 23rd of February it was. Following an in-depth review of the ever-increasing challenges faced by the club in organising and running its motorcycle racing meetings, and after ongoing discussions and consultations with the Department for Enterprise, that's the part of the Isle of Man government, the department made the decision to appoint ACU Events Limited as the official race organisers for all road race events on the island, including the 3 meetings, of course, down here, along with the TT and the Manx Grand Prix. So this year, 2022, is going to be a transition year, with the race control team showing ACU Events and their team how the meetings are run. Now, the club continues to retain ownership of the 3 events here, and of course it's not just the pre-TT, we've got the post-TT as well, and then in July the Southern 100. So they manage the race administration, which includes entries, and they're extremely proud of these events and remain so, and have taken this decision to ensure the continuation of motorcycle racing on the Billown Circuit. And of course it is the big burden we've talked about for years and years and years for road racing, and that is the insurance. It's a tremendous burden on the club, and so they are grateful that the Department for Enterprise, part of the Isle of Man government, have taken that on. So that's quite a big news story down here at Billown, and ACU Events basically monitoring this year's events just to see how they're run. And then they will take it on. ACU Events, of course, are the organisers of the TT, so that isn't the situation at the moment. Other news from the AGM that I can bring to you. 2 retiring directors were made honorary vice presidents of the club, making a total of 8 now. Dave Alley and Peter Chadwick have 30 years service between them. Dave Alley was presented with a certificate in appreciation of his time and commitment to the racing on the Billown course by the club president, Phil Taubman, MBE, and we congratulate him for that. MBE. Unfortunately, Peter Chadwick was indisposed and unable to attend the AGM and will be presented with his certificate at the next monthly meeting of the club. The duo join Don Fairburn, Dr. David Stevens, MBE, Herbie Kelly, Harvey Garton, Alan Reid and Richard Haddock as vice presidents, with both Herbie and Harvey having also raced around the 4.25 mile Billown course. Harvey piloting sidecars between 1989 and 1991, and Herbie on 2 wheels between 1978 and 1998. So, Chris Kinley, just some thoughts maybe on the ACU Events Limited having to coming in to run the race meetings from next year, but are supervising this year. And I don't think the club had an option with the way insurance goes up. It's a burden for any club that's trying to put on road race meetings.
It certainly is. No more so in Ireland, Tim, with the various hoops they've had to jump through in there. I know, especially well, most of the clubs really. That is the big cost, because there's obviously been cases where the various how shall I say, like the MCI, the ACU have had to do payouts to people and stuff, and the insurance has gone up, and like everything, the cost of living is going to go up as well. I mean, you think about all these guys who were coming here racing for fuel. How much is a drum of fuel? Well, we'll ask the question on that, because it's shot up massively, because they have to use certain fuel, especially at events. There's fuel that they have to use. So the cost of living and the cost of everything for racing is unfortunately going to go up. Just a little bit of a weather checky sort of here, just looking over towards where the sun is going to set in the next, what time are we on now? About 10 past, was it 8:15, something like that? No, hang on, what time is it? Yeah, it's 8 o'clock, isn't it? I don't know. I can't tell. It's about 8 o'clock-ish anyway. So, yeah. So the weather is... it's okay. It's not too bad. It's gone very cold. A lot of people are commenting on how cold it is. I've just seen the chat. 5 to 9, is it? Oh, yes, I'm an hour behind because I haven't set my watch yet. Thank you, Simon, back in the studio. I've seen a chap walking around in shorts before, and you're thinking, hang on a minute. Just a reminder, we do have 2 more practice sessions left to go. This one that's... just been stopped, and of course the sidecars. So the sidecars have the paddock right at the top of where the paddock is, because there's quite a few of them, and they're a lot bigger than the solo guys, and they have their own scrutineering tent as well, and then they come out through the top gate and not the bottom gate of the paddock, looking at the old Witches Mill windmill over there towards Castle Rushen High School. So that's where they come out, but there's no sign of those guys coming here yet. Not sure if we've had any news on the incident as of yet at the out on the circuit, and the reason for the red flag stoppage. Unfortunately, I had to go out and do a bit of a battery change for this new bit of kit that we've got, and just as I walk back down towards the grandstand that they have here, the sun's just trying to break through the clouds once again. But again, you wouldn't think, because we are in near enough to June, we should have quite a lot of a decent temperature. And I've been down here in the past, and probably tomorrow during the day it will be quite a bit warm and not have to have coats on. I might have to get the Factor 50 chip fat out. Looking ahead to the end of TT, when we got the post TT, as you mentioned, Tim, a pretty good entry shaping up for that. I was talking to Mark Parrott before. He's got his entry in for that. And they still do paper entry forms as well, which is great. You can do it online, but they still, if you request a paper entry form, they will send you one. They do all that with all the information that they have to chuck on there. And I'm just looking up towards the sidecars, if they're starting to get ready or not, but I don't know what the sketch is yet. Nothing official from the organisers yet, Tim. Well, that's the thoughts down here. I mean, the junior classic qualifying was absolutely stunning with those 4 boys that we said at the front. But let's go back to the start-finish line. Tim's there for us. Tim.
Yeah, it was stunning, and I think of all the practices, they all had their own stories this evening, Chris, haven't they? There's still no news on why we've had a red flag, which has brought this session to quite a very early close. In fact, they were out on their first sighting lap, really, is the untimed lap, because they start from the dummy grid down with you, Chris, and head out of the gate and towards Ballachagan. But We don't have any news from race control. We're waiting for the phone to ring when they can tell us anything and update us. But let's head out to Rob Pritchard, and presumably you've got riders that have been stopped at Cross Four Ways and wondering, like we all are, what's going on.
Yeah, you're right. The riders are just waiting patiently here, all safe and well, and just waiting further instruction, as both you and Chris have mentioned. Of course, if there are any updates, we will get them out there as soon as possible. I think no news from this end as to what may have happened that has caused the red flags to come out. It was, as you were with me previously, as some of the bikes were previously making their way through, that they did come out. But as soon as we get any updates, I'm sure we'll get them to you as soon as possible. Back to you, Tim.
Well, Rob, you can explain it. I mean, you don't get much time, do you, down here at the Colas Billown course to actually develop a story. But we're intrigued here at the start-finish line. You mentioned that Roy Moore had told you loads of advice, given you lots of encouragement, but he hadn't told you about an optical illusion. So you do have some time to tell us what this optical illusion is.
Well, I think that... I mean, obviously, this is some things that have been passed on secondhand in terms of advice, I think, in terms of how to manage things over across four ways. But just looking actually down the circuit towards more towards Williams Corner there, it's actually just with maybe it's just the slight elevation on this scaffold here. But as you can actually see, the riders making their way down. Sometimes for a split second, it looks like it could be 2, 3, or 4 abreast, and it's only just a couple of seconds later that you realise they're in perfect formation, one behind the other, possibly something not to expect. But yeah, it's one of those, I think, considering, as I said right at the start, it's big shoes to fill over at this part of the circuit. It's baby steps sometimes to understand the wisdom that has been in this part of the Billown course for the past several years.
Thanks very much indeed, Rob, and I think for a debut and following on from someone like Roy Moore, you're doing an absolutely sterling job. So I was just reading to you the vice presidents that there are at the Southern 100 Motorcycle Racing Club. So we had Peter Chadwick and Dave Alley that have joined the brigade, and they join the likes of Don Fairbairn, Dr. David Stevens, MBE, Herbie Kelly, Harvey Garton, Alan Reid, Richard or Dickie Haddock as vice presidents. And Herbie raced on 2 wheels between 1978 and 1998, so a good distinguished career. Harvey, as we were mentioning, piloting sidecars between 1989 and 91. Phil Taubman commented that on behalf of the Southern 100 Club, he would like to thank all 4 retiring directors for all their conscientious and hard work during their time as directors, guiding the racers to the high standard and reputation they enjoy today. They've all informed me that each of them, as a travelling marshal, just returning here to the start-finish line, he'll just pull in number 3 bike, just pulling in by the entrance to the grass car park and behind the grandstand. So yes, Phil Tom, they've all informed me that each of them will still be involved once pre-race and course preparation commences and during the 3 events, and look forward to their continued support and seeing them at Billown. Conclusion of the AGM members present enjoyed a great buffet provided by Bob and Jill Walton, which is Southern 100 Club, and they do food pretty well down here at the Southern 100 Club, it has to be said. And they were very grateful indeed, as we always are ourselves. Let's go down to Chris Kinley.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to knock this session on the head, Tim. The sidecars are now coming down to the holding area. I heard the travelling marshal bike coming in, so I heard the sidecars firing up, and it is a great sight and a great sound of the sidecars down here at Billown. If you've never seen sidecars, when they come past here on the first lap, especially at the start of a race, it is a bit of a sight to behold. So the sidecars, I'm on the wrong page now. So the sidecars, what they'll do is they'll get the sidecars into the holding area, and then when the sidecars are in here and then it's all clear, they will probably release the solos that are stuck around the circuit. As number 4 comes in, Rod Bellis and Glenn Dawson. Number 8, Greg Lambert, Andy Haynes. Seeing the pictures on social media of Greg's TT bike, it's You're not going to miss it. 47. It's David Lissamans and Rob Child from Oakham and Derby on their BMW. Number 10, Wally Saunders and Bob Doughty. Bob was out in the 250 earlier on, a bit of bad luck for Bob. Didn't manage to make the start on that, hopefully sorted for tomorrow. Danny Quirk from Halifax and Dylan Weston from Leicester. There's outfit number 5. Number 11, Mike Cookson and William Morley from Welshpool and Whitby on their BMW. That sounds well, doesn't it? 21, Stephen Petiot and Thomas Petiot from Belgium and Marienburg on their Leversar BMW 1000cc machine. And number 7, Tony Bannister and Sarah Bannister from Leyland and Ormskirk on the Sit-Up and Beg Triumph Thunderbird. That is going to be an interesting machine to watch going through Ballachagan and also through the cross four ways. Well, keep an eye out for that Rob Pritchard out there on the number 7 outfit. Just watching the sidecar riders liaison. Obviously Dickie Gale waving to all the newcomers who he's been taking around. Number 70, Roland Gundinger and Maria Gundinger from Linz on their 750 Honda 4. That's a distinctive coloured outfit, that is. 66 also, Albert Krofkel and Teresa Kammerlander from Austria on their Kurth BMW Nila outfit. And we've got one more outfit coming through. It's another Sit-Up and Beg machine, number 29. That's Adam Pope and John Christopher on their Triumph Thunderbird, another Triumph Thunderbird, the 750 version. They're from Chorley in Lancashire. Hopefully they're going to get this thing fired up. It's just not firing at the moment, so having a few problems with that. Listen to that, what a sound. You don't want to get too close. I've actually had to turn my headphones up, but now I want to turn them down. It's not firing, unfortunately, 29, so they'll be pushing it for a bit yet. That big Triumph Thunderbird, hopefully they can get it lit up. The boys look absolutely all in. Big Twin just will not fire, unfortunately, but they'll get it back under compression again. Not sure if the roller starter will. I think the roller starter tonight has been that busy, it's been put away. I think the battery's probably gone flat on that as well. So the sidecar is going to be making their way out very, very shortly. A good scut. Some of them have got the orange and the red lights on the back because they'll get under the trees. They're pushing that other outfit back now to get it back on the compression. There we go, full team pushing away, 4 men. Come on, old girl. No, just not firing. No, just not going to do it, unfortunately. So they'll go back and try once more. And they've got a lovely Castrol oil tank. Do you know, picture this in your mind's eye. The old green Castrol oil tank, small one, about a litre sort of size, metal. And that's the catch tank for the oil overflow. So that looks really, really smart. Brings back memories of seeing Barry Davison's machine with the Castrol sticker on it as well. But 29 just not getting going at the moment. So here they go. They're going to try one more time, the number 29 outfit. She just will not dig in at all, will not pick up whatsoever. We haven't got the rolling road here. Hopefully somebody will be able to go and get that to help them out, but we won't be too far away from the start. Oh, that is so loud, that outfit down there, isn't it? It sounds like one of those big Chinook helicopters, doesn't it? You can hear just rattling through. So 29 update we're going for now. 5th time lucky, bit of extra weight over that back wheel this time. Oh yes, there we go. And they get a round of applause from everybody here. Well done guys, bravo, bravo. And they get a big fist pump and everything. The 3 lads that were helping him, Tim and Rob and all you out there, look absolutely knackered. I can say that on the radio, absolutely knackered. And the smiles on 29's face now, Adam Pope and John Christopher, well, yeah, you can see a look on John's face there. He's like, yes, we are going. Going to move forward a bit. Get away from that noise. Not sure which one that is actually. I think that is, no! 66, I think that is the noise you can hear there. Number 40 outfits there too. Jose Nobre and Poala Levriano from France. Good to see French crews here once again. Of course, French sidecars are a big deal over there, aren't they? 97 looks a good outfit. That's Bob Dawson and Matthew Sims of Darlington and Derby on their 750cc Spicers Auctioneers BMW. Very well prepared outfit. Bob Doughty looking as relaxed as ever. Wally Saunders, of course, the man with the brakes over here, PFM brakes. Let's see, Wally's still going. 60 years, celebrating 60 years of sidecar racing at Billown, 1962 to 2022, of course. 60 years, eh? Where does the time fly? Number 2 outfit, Tony Thurkel and Trevor Johnson on the BMW NRE machine. That looks nice. With the Martini. Do you remember the old rally cars, the old Lancia Delta Integrales with the Martini stripes on it? That's what that's got on it, but it says Martini, M-A-R-T-O-N-Y. Martini, Mar and Tony. I'm pretty sure that'll be. Greg Lambert sitting astride his machine. The Coast car is now back, and we're going to get ready to go with the sidecars. We'll move forward a bit to give you the noise. By the gate, we'll be underway shortly. 46. Oh, that's lovely. That's Andy Norrish and Michael Leaflang on the Norrish Westlake double trouble machine. Greg Lambert poised over the outfit. Looks really well, as always does Greg's outfit. The Imp. Anyone used to have a Hillman Imp listening out there? There's a Hillman Imp engine in that thing. We used to have an old chap used to drive around Castletown in a Hillman Imp many, many moons ago. And there's Greggy, gives us a big thumbs up. And there's his mate whose awning I saved at the TT Paddock a bit earlier on today. But number 4 will be the first sidecar outfit out on the road. Rob Bellis and Glenn Dawson from York and Pocklington on their BLR Imp. So another Imps. How many Imps have we got? 1, 2, just the 2. 72 I want to keep a little ear on, or an eye on. The Koenig of Howard Langham and Doug Chandler, the York and Knaresborough man. Let's go back to Tim very, very quickly. Tim.
Yeah, we've had the course inspection car come through, but of course we've had none of the riders, the solo riders who were out when that session was stopped. So the plan is to bring them back as soon as possible and then send the sidecars out before the light goes. It's touch and go because it's already getting pretty dark, and the lights on the inspection car were really bright when it went through, noticeably bright, and really stood out. So it's going to be touch and go because they've still got to get all these solo riders back before they can release the sidecars. Chris.
Yeah, thanks very much for that, Tim. I was just keeping a little eye and an ear up the road to see if there's any movement from the solo guys that are stuck not stuck around the circuit. They just had to stop because that's the rules. Red flag means stop at the next location. So we're just waiting. I think they're just going to go on, and I think they're just giving them a 5-minute warning on that. So they'll knock these outfits off now, Tim. So it is going to be a 5-minute warning. Yeah, I get a thumbs up from the officials here. So yeah. Okay, well that's good, Rob. Thanks for that. So the bikes are now leaving Cross Four Ways, which is good news. So these outfits will all be turned off. And maybe chance to grab a quick word while it's gone a bit quiet with young Greg Lambert. Greg, nice to see you back on our island again. Tell us the story of the Imp and how did it all come about?
Yeah, it's great to be back. We've all been missing it, haven't we? You know, and yeah, I've loved my classics, and me and my father rode here for many a year. You know, so I'd love to finish this year. You know, because he's not here anymore.
Yeah.
And you know, this is all for my father. This, and I really hope I finish and just enjoy it, eh? Because that's what he told me to do. Enjoy it all.
I was thinking about, you know, stuff like that when I was watching it. I think about your dad and stuff, and you think about the history of this place. What about the history of the Hillman Imp motor that's in there? Do you know where it came from originally? What vintage is it?
It's a 1974, I think, engine, and it's become a water pump engine, and then it was Coventry Climax, which was Formula One cars. They developed it. So yeah, I'm learning my classics and that, but yeah, they're a good engine. Rod's got a very fast one and he's won it here before, and yeah, I'll see what I've got, but yeah, it's a good turnout. It's a fantastic meeting, this, and I think everybody's loving this meeting, and I just hope it all goes all right for the club, you know.
I believe the solos are on the way back. A couple more minutes to go, Greg. Just want to ask you again about these. How do you manage to go from being a commuter car engine to being a fully race prepped engine? What sort of changes have you had to make from the standard Hillman Imp to make it go as quick as what you guys go, and especially Rod's there as well?
Get the files out and open it up a bit.
What's it bored out to?
It's a 10 940 this one.
Yeah.
Rods is about a 1200.
And what did it start life as CC wise?
998.
Wow.
And it's got more power than my F2 this one, so you know, I'd love to take it around TT for a lap just to see what was what, but these are underestimated. Years ago at the Isle of Man they were clocked at really great speeds at the Craig. So these classic engines now are modern technology in them, you know, the BMWs, 1200s, you know, they're very, very, very quick, you know, and a lot more reliable, hopefully, you know. But yeah, they're just they're a fantastic thing, and you know, hope everybody enjoys watching them. I know they do.
What adjustments you have to make as a driver from riding this to riding your F2 around the TT?
It's quite a big lump of an engine, you know, so it's all on my side. So yeah, it's a different ball game to F2. But I've tried to make it as comfy as an F2, you know, just so to get around the big engine, you know, so you are comfortable, because it is everything on the roads being comfortable. But they're good fun and it's great people, and you know, it's just the atmosphere down here. You know, I've always loved to do it. Me and my dad always wanted to win it, and we're good enough to get fourth together, you know. And it's just a great meeting, and it's hard work doing the TT on this. I mean, being busy all day at the paddock, but it's worth it for the effort, because the club want you here, you know, and they look after you so well. And it's just a great meeting, you know. I've missed it so much.
Let's speak about other meetings quickly before we get going here. What about Scarborough? Any news on that? Can you tell us anything? I know you're involved with it, sort of.
Yeah, I was trying to be, you know, I was trying to save it at the beginning, you know, and I think there's a meeting coming up in September. I think they're starting to get it sorted eventually, you know. There's a lot of building problems and things, you know, asbestos and things, so hopefully they'll get something run there this year, and then next year come back to full Scarborough, you know, because it's the only British road race, and we should save it, and it's well supported, and it's like the Southern, it's well loved for the roads, you know, and it's a good meeting. So I hope Andy brings it all round, and you know, he couldn't have took over a business in a worse time with COVID and things. I felt sorry for the man, you know, but in time he'll stick by it, and everybody will support it, and long may it continue. You know, it's ran for a long time with Peter, and had some fantastic days there, you know, had royalty there and massive crowds, and it needs to be kept. You know.
All right, Greg. Listen, thanks for your time. And don't think we're not going to be too far away. Thanks to Greg and Andy. Cheers. Thanks very. Andy Hayes is in the chair, so we're not going to be too far away. I think Boris will be making the move very, very shortly, and a couple of minutes to go before the start of this one. But interesting there about what he was saying about Scarborough. I had a bit of a chat with Andy, who's involved with Scarborough now, and I talked to him about it a little while ago, and you know, there is a lot of problems, like Greg said, with the buildings, asbestos, and other problems there as well. But again, it's like Tim was saying, insurance can be a big thing for these clubs to have to pay, and that's going to mean that you folks out there listening to the radio go and support these events. And you know, you see a lot of things, people on social media complain you're having to pay £5 for a programme, £10 for a programme. That money, like at the Northwest 200 the other week, goes back into the running of the Northwest 200 event. So if you don't support these events, come down here to the Southern 100, buy a burger, buy some club merchandise. The shop is down there now. Soon the guys and girls are all in there selling stuff. As soon as it opened, people were in there buying coats, buying hats. People have missed doing this. So, you know, come and see the club, come and support the club. Any of your local clubs, even if it's a short circuit across Darley Moors or whatever, the Aintree, go and support these clubs, because if you don't, you know, they've got big outlays to put out to putting these events on. So we don't have any solos here yet. I'm not sure, Tim, if they've gone past you yet. I'm just looking up towards the start and finish line, looking up towards where the spectators have thinned out a little bit. There's still a few people around here. We've got one outfit still running down here. Pretty sure that's the 66 outfit of Albert Crofty. I think it's close enough anyway. So yeah, the rider's getting a bit cold stood around here now. So no sign of the bikes back here yet, unfortunately. Tim, anything past you yet at the start and finish?
Yeah, we've had, I'd say, about 10 or so bikes. Just looking around for confirmation on that. It's around about 10 bikes that have come through. So there's still a considerable number out there on the course that need to come back before the sidecars can be let out, Chris.
What have we got till 9:40 on the time, I think, is it, on the road closing order?
That's it, yes, 9:40. But as I was saying last time on air, the light is going. I don't know what it's like down with you as another bike just goes past.
Weather. Beautiful. Barbados weather.
Yeah, I know it's cold, but what's the light like? Because it must be getting a little bit close to the edge, this.
I think so, yeah. There's a title of a film there, but looking at some of the guys, what helmets they've got on, I know design helmets are gone on, but I'm talking about visors, looking at clear visors or dark visor or a smoke visor. So yeah. So there's a few on smoke visors. They're just the little bit of a tint. We got Greg Lambert's passenger there, Andrew Haynes. He's got a tinted eye on his. Greg's got a dark one on as well. And under the trees and stuff, there will be quite a bit of tree covered. Like I think you and Rob have both commented tonight on commentary about the cover that is from the trees, because it is a very, very late blooming, isn't it? Everything should be out and done by now, but stuff is still growing. The grass is really, really growing. We went for a walk around Port St Mary, where we live in the village today, and a walk through a field I haven't walked through for a week or so, and that's come up a heck of a lot in just a week and a bit. So yeah, it's still growing out there, and you're going to have to get your lop saw out, Tim, but you'll have to ask permission first to lop any trees down on the way to the bridge. More bikes just going past us here now, 1, 2, 3 just coming in there now. I think Jamie Coward was one of those in there, and there's still no news on what the incident was, Tim. Nothing from the organisers yet, no?
No, but I think we can owe a debt of gratitude to some of the marshals out and around the course, because we've just had the odd report in. Of course, these bikes have been stopped for some time, and there's quite a few tired marshals who've been helping get them restarted to get them back to the paddock. So well done to all the marshals. They've certainly earned a pint later on this evening for their work, Chris.
Oh, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Do you know what? I went to Castletown earlier on today. Good to see so many people out and about it in the square in Castletown. We went to an establishment, had a cup of tea and something to eat, and there was a lot of people about. And you know, they're all walking around in the shorts. I bet they not wish they weren't now, Tim. I can tell you. Now they must know something we don't, because the outfits are all being started to be warmed up. So we're hopefully not going to be too far away. Number 2 is just dropped in behind. There he goes. He's a happy chap in behind there. Tony Thurkel. Sounds really nice, that does. All got the stickers on the side, 1962 to 2022, 60 years of the sidecars. Again, it's going to be touch and go, like you say, Tim, on the well, the sun I think is just about gone now in behind the hills over there, South Brewley's sort of way. Number 46 just having a problem just getting his outfit going. Hopefully he will get that done. Andy Norrish on the Norrish Westlake. That will be a quick outfit in a straight line, that will be. Now the man with the red flag is still out in the road. Well, he's got the red flag in, but the white coat he's got on there now. So no news yet. Well, are we going to get underway or not? And I say well done and thank you to all the marshals. I know there's been a lot of controversy over the past however many months about who's going to marshal what and do what, where and when, but good to see so many marshals, the Orange Army here in force on the Colas Billown Circuit, and of course I'm sure a lot of them will be on duty around the TT Mountain Circuit come Sunday lunchtime-ish when we get underway with Radio TT at the grandstand. There we go, here's the Norris fire up. Listen to that, and you talk about people being tired. I tell you what, you guys, absolutely brilliant. There's the couple more machines just coming back in there. One more, I think there's 3 more kids coming over the line there as well, just past Tim at the start and finish. And I'm afraid to say the sidecar's getting the rough end of the stick again through no fault of anybody. Dominic Herbertson I can just see coming back in as well in the background. As you say, quite dark now. The recovery vehicle in front of me has got the lights on there, they are quite bright through there as well, so hopefully there's not going to be too far many, and we will get this final practice session of the evening, the 3-wheeling sidecar race. There's 2 separate sponsors of the 2 races, I think. Is it down here or is that the TT? I get confused. There's that much paperwork to go through and that much stuff inside my head when it comes to the sidecars. Up to 750cc machines on the sidecars. They've got the red plates with the white numbers, and over 750 the white plates and the black numbers. I can see the club chaplain, the Reverend Canon John Caldwell there, taking a few pictures and a few videos of the outfits ready. Tony Thurkel, Trevor Johnson. We're nearly getting the go-ahead any second, I think. Boris, who's in charge of the gate here, just gives somebody just looked over and he just shrugged his shoulders. The guy's getting a bit impatient here. They want to get out. They've waited 3 years for this, since we were last here at the pre-TT in 2019. Stiano motorcycles on the side of of the number 4 outfit. Tony Thurkel smiling, and as always, underneath the helmet. And he's got a clear visor on his. So that would be quite good. Obviously, the darker visor you need when the sun's out. Oh, lovely sounds. Just looking at the rear brake setup of the number 4 machine. He's got the brake caliper hanger over the bottom of the disc, solid disc. And looking at Tony Thurkel's outfit about halfway up the kind of level where his foot is. If you just imagine Tony just kneeling in the outfit, the right boot, that's kind of level with where the exhaust is, just up for there, about 8 inches is where the Brembo, possibly a Brembo caliper is there, or the brake manufacturers are available. And there is the travelling marshal back. That's number 1, so that'll be Tony Duncan. So Tony heading out, maybe for a little sweep of the circuit. And here comes another TM just behind it, the Honda 5-blade in the anniversary colours, the same colours that John McGuinness. Oh, there's a dark coloured one, and Tony's one is in the Honda 5-blade colours. I wonder if those of you who know on that sort of vintage, the Urban Tiger colours were great, weren't they? I think we're ready to go. Yep, sidecars. Here we go round Billown for 2022. The number 4 outfit of Rob Bellis and Glenn Dawson away. Then there's number 2. Then there's 46. Then there's 56. Whoop, steady on, boys. Listen to this. Craig Lambert fires up. Craigie's away. Crouched over that imp outfit. He heard us telling us about a few minutes ago. 97 away, 10 away, 11 away. Number 51 with a few problems, Cobus Bauman. Hopefully Cobus will be able to get that outfit running. As the dust flies up as they head up towards Ballacane away. 66, the new 66, the Austrian pairing. 51 gets fired up. Yep, 51 away. Well done to Ray and the guys. Getting that done. 21. One more outfit at the top there. Number 40, Jose Nobre and Paola Lavarino from France. As number 7 goes, and number 29, who had problems getting started, the Team Red Rose outfit earlier on. Number 40 has got going there now, so the French pairing. The sidecar passenger is on, thankfully. And away we go. Rob Pritchard, you're going to have sidecars in your view at Cross Four Ways in the next minute and 10 seconds. Over to you.
And I can't wait, Chris. Yeah, just listen to that conversation that you and Tim were having just before about light. And yeah, you can see that it certainly is fading. It's dropped below the tree line just in front of me. And then obviously looking over to my left, I've got the turns at Williams Corner down there, just waiting for those sidecars to make their way through. I suppose the question will be just how much time they will get. Only time will tell, I think, is the best way of putting it. A good smattering of spectators have stayed right up until the end here. And here we are, first through past Maggie's Cottage is number 4. So that's Rob Bellis and Glenn Dawson, who've opened themselves up a little bit of a gap, and then 2 within about 2 car lengths of each other, making their way forward now. Here comes number 2, Tony Thurkel and Trevor Johnson, followed by number 46, Andy Norris and Michael Leaflang. Those are the next 2 that make their way through. It is seeming to be 2 by 2 here, 56 and then 47. David Lisserman and Mark Leeton making their way through here as well, and then just with a little bit of a gap further back, looking through the tree lines, yes, we can see a couple more making their way forward. They sound brilliant, don't they? And here is number 97, Bob Dawson and Matthew Spins on the 750 Spices, followed by number 8 going through. That's Greg Lambert and Andrew Haynes on the 998 Imp, and then waiting for the latest arrivals. Certainly missed sidecars coming through the Cross Four Ways, haven't we? And 3 coming through here to number 10, followed by 11 and 5. So Wally Saunders, Bob Downsey followed closely. It's back over to you, Tim.
Yeah, 27 minutes past 9 as the first bike goes through, and it is number 4, and that's Bellis and Dawson. safely through. 9:27. Sunset is 9:33. So that's how tight it is with these sidecars. Let's hope they get a couple of laps in. 2 across the line, and 46. So that's Tony Thurkel and Trevor Johnson, and number 46 is Andy Nourish and Michael Leaflang. 47 is through. 47 is David Lisserman and Rob Child, and that's the Dutch pairing. Number 56 of Marvin Vermeulen and Duke Han, safely through. And here is number 97, and that's Bob Dawson and Matthew Sims, newcomers here from Darlington and Derby, going in order of driver and passenger. Number 8 is safely through here, Greg Lambert and Andrew Haynes. And now, next machine interview is the red and silver faired number 10 outfit. Number 10 is Wally Saunders and Bob Doughty. And then we had number 5, that's Danny Quirk and Dylan Weston on the Bellis Vincent, the pair from Halifax and Leicester. And we've also had through number 11. Now pulling in is number 51 there, that's Cobus Bouwen and Nikolai Klinker. The Dutch pairing, they were slowing down and they're going to be pulling in there. Through also, we've got number 11, and that is Mike Cookson and William Morley. And 21 is through too. 21 is Preciso and Thomas and Stefan, that is. Let's go to Rob Pritchard at Cross Four Ways.
Right on cue, Tim. I don't know how you do it there, but right on cue, Rob Bellis and Glenn Dawson at number 4, making their way through with no particular issues. Opened up a little bit of gap to the travelling pack behind them as the sun continues to set on this very picturesque part of the Billown course. Starting to take a liking to this scaffolding and the vantage point it gives me. Here come the next two making their way through Maggie's Cottage here. First up is number 2, Tony Thurkel and Trevor Johnson, followed very closely by number 46, Andy Nourish and Michael Leaflang, both through Cross Four Ways smoothly. A little bit of dust kicking up towards myself here. And as we wait once again for the latest arrivals to make their way down our way, and here they do come. Another pairing making their way towards us. Right round their hedgerows they come, and here is number 47. That's David Lisson and Marlene, followed closely number 56, Marvin Vermeulen and Duke Han. And then number 97, just 2 or 3 seconds back there, Bob Dawson and Matthew Sims on the 750 Spices Auctioneers BMW. And I think it's about time to go back to you, Tim.
Yeah, good timing as just make out in the darkness. Number 4 across the line. It's 81.070 miles an hour for Bellis and Dawson. Rod Bellis and Glenn Dawson from York and Pocklington. As they've got quite a lead, and the checkered flag, I can tell you, is out as well. So they're just going to get really this one-timed effort in. As number 2 crosses the line, that's Tony Thurkel and Trevor Johnson, 77.782. They're in second of the machines through, and in third is number 46, Andy Nourish and Michael Leaflang. They were at 77.676 miles per hour. Well, the organisers are usually very flexible and very good at reorganising schedules, and I'm sure the solos who've missed out this evening and the sidecars, they'll probably get a slightly longer session. 3 across the line there. 97 is Bob Dawson and Matthew Sims. They're into 4th at 75.764 miles per hour. 5th, number 56. 56 is the Dutch pairing of Marvin Vermeulen and Yukan, as Greg Lambert and Andrew Haynes go into that 5th position now. In fact, they've fallen down to 7th, because in 5th now is number 5, Danny Quirk and Dylan Weston, and in 6th now is number 10, Wally Saunders and Bob Doughty. Number 11 takes the checkered flag here. Number 11 is Mike Cookson and William Morley. They are in 9th position. So just a few more machines to go through here, but this is a session that is coming to an end, so we'll just take them all across the line this time. Number 21 is through, and 21 is Stefan Prezizot and Thomas Prezizot. They're from Belgium. The two on the BMW. Very lovely looking outfit that one is. So we've got 11 through, and we had 17 that were starting, but they have got quite strung out. But quickest, it's Rod Bellis and Glenn Dawson. Outfit number 4, 3 minutes 8.726 seconds, which translates to 81.070 miles per hour. 2 more interview, it's 66 and 7, the sit-up and beg job there of Tony and Sarah Bannister, that Triumph Thunderbird. And they slot into 12th place, and in 13th was number 66, and that is Albert Kupfle and Thomas Commandlander, the Austrians, and they are currently in 13th position. Another machine can barely make them out as they come over out of the darkness of the trees behind there. Number 40 finishers, and that's the newcomers, number 70 and number 29. And 40 goes into 12th place. That is 63.878 miles per hour. Number 40 is Jose Nobre and Paulo Lavarino. Let's get that right. The French pairing on their Yamaha. So I think that possibly, because I'm pretty sure 51 retired, so that will be all of them, I think, now have crossed the line here at the start-finish line, and just checking whether that's right or not, because you can always tell if the flags come in, and the flag is being rolled up and coming in, and as quick as that, there is the Roads Open car going through. So that is the end of the session. We'll wrap things up. Many thanks to Chris Kinley down at, well, all over the place really, in the paddock and the garlanding area and the dummy grid. Thank you for his hard work, and particular thank you this evening to someone who, by his own admission, and I think we'd all agree, is filling very big shoes and has done it very ably this evening. Many, many thanks to Rob Pritchard out there. Well, thanks also to the engineers and everybody who's worked on this production. I hope you've enjoyed our first ever coverage of the Friday evening down here at the Blackford Financial Services pre-TT Classic Races. We've enjoyed it. It's shaken off the cobwebs after 3 years away, and yes, I think everybody's going to be relieved that we've all got that out the way, whether you're competing, marshalling, organising, whatever it is. It does seem like a long gap. So with that, we will be back on air tomorrow. The roads close. Let me just remind you, I think it's off the top of my head at 12:30, but I'm going to double check that just in case I've got that wrong. But the roads tomorrow, of course, you can't find it, can you? When you want to find out that information, there we are. Roads close at 12:30 until 4 o'clock, and that's another lengthy practice session. There'll then be a break. Roads will open between 4 and 5:45, and then we've got 3 races to bring you. The singles race, we've got the 1,100cc race as well, and sidecar racing as well. Hopefully they'll get a little bit more time tomorrow. So we'll be back on air to bring you all that coverage. But for now, I wish you a very good evening and hand you back to Broadcasting House.